Yes, I did manage to make something, but I really think I need to talk about this too.
The move-in process to Cousin Carol's is coming along. It's better in the midst of just honestly just being down and kind of confused and anxious. Uh, that that outlet. I got something made today, and I'm really glad because it's something for Heidi, my good friend, that she wants to give as a gift, and it's for her nephew. And I've mentioned something about that in the video, and I plan to put some links in the comments or in the description so that anybody that wants to can check it out in more detail. But I came across that outlet expander a few weeks ago in the RV, and it was right near the door, the main door. And there is absolutely no reason why I shouldn't have burned to death. I don't know why that did not catch on fire. And it was plugged in for a long time when it was that way. And I had no idea. And I just have to say, while yes, I am struggling and having to just really kind of work from multiple locations and try to get all my life condensed down into something manageable for the next year or so in very limited space. Um, I am blessed and grateful. I I should be dead. That that outlet should have caught on fire and the RV should have burned down before I could have gotten out. There's actually a little propane tank just below that, and it's been sitting on that counter for a long time. There is no reason for me not to have had a very tragic situation, even if I wasn't in it, just to explode the whole thing. Thanks be to God. And it is such a great reminder that any struggles that I'm feeling, any challenges that I'm facing, any confusion that I'm trying to understand, any obstacles I'm trying to overcome, can only be seen in the context of God's grace and mercy and watch care and my opportunity to live in and under all of that mercy and grace. And so I hope that you have a sense of uh, God's affection for you and His watch care over you. And if you don't, I'd sure be glad to discuss it with you. But there's also some great people out there that you could get a lot of great help along those lines if you like. I got to make another of those little prank banks, and uh, it turned out all right. And I'm hopeful that it will be received as the gift of love that it is being given with from Aunt Heidi, and as an expression of love in the Lord of me making it. That so Heidi can give it. And please take a look at the video here. I'm going to experiment. I don't know how it's going to turn out yet. I'm going to experiment with a narration over the video. If it ends up being a bunch of just generic music, then you'll know that that didn't work very well. But let's see how it goes. And thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Guess who's trying to make a video while also trying to move in the middle of a major uh, deep freeze and forgot to leave out a tripod? Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. But here's what I'm doing. I've got some of these prank bank uh, pieces that I had cut, and I've got some new tops that I'm cutting today. And I'm going to have to do some fine tuning with these. And most of the video is probably going to end up being the staining process because I don't have any way to really set the camera up to get good shots on the saw. Sorry about that. I apologize. But this is for the nephew of Heidi, who was in a recent video and has been a great friend for a long time, this is a sharp young man, Paul, who is out and in the public with his bout with a childhood cancer, and just really appreciate his testimony. Deeply respect his very positive attitude and his testimony of faith and trusting God through this incredible challenge. So I want to try to make this. This is the birthday present that she's wanting to give him, and I am really, it's a privilege to get to try and make this for him. I'm going to do the best that work that I have been able to do so far, and so there'll be some fine tuning, and maybe I'll be able to get some shots more of this later. But here we go. As I say, I apologize. I don't have good actual making video here, but I got the parts. So we got pretty well lined out. Got the coin slot, got the holes cut for the action rods, whatever technical name that calls for. Getting ready to glue them up, but I'm going to take them inside to glue and stain because it's getting plenty cold out here. It should look, well, it should look really nice in here in a little bit because I did a test stain on another piece of that same board, and it's got a nice warm color to it, and I'll probably do a couple of coats and maybe even put a clear coat on the outside, but that's going to be real nice, I think. I'm going to have to make some improvements here. I got this inside to start the glue ups and found that not only had I cut the slots wrong on so that the bottom and the top didn't match up, but somehow I totally missed squaring that up. So I'm just going to make another bottom piece after I square this up a little bit and probably try to make the dimensions equal on all the sides. But yeah. So I found a tripod, and I can maybe make a little bit of video here of the work process. All right, I'm going to run some sandpaper down that groove to get that lined out a little bit better. Let's see if I can get a better focus. There we go. But that is much closer than what I had before. When it comes to makeshift workshop areas, it doesn't get much more shifty than this. But everything's piled up, and I'm doing the best I can, and I'm really glad that I get to do this, and I want to try to finish up this little prank bank today if possible. So we're going to get on to now that the parts are made, we're going to get on to the gluing of the action pins, if that's what we're calling them, and then to the staining after that's had a chance to dry a little bit. And I've got a little bit of sawdust in case I need to work it into some of the edges here because it kind of blew out a little bit. So I've realized something that I thought maybe was something that I was doing wrong, but it's just one of the limitations of the equipment that I have. That Ryobi table saw is not a stainless steel top. It's a aluminum top, I'm pretty sure. And I have wondered many times, why do I get these little grooves, these little, and they're tough to sand out. Here there's actually a little bit of metal that got embedded right there. I realized, yeah, that's the saw table bed. That's the top, and it's marking it up a little bit. So I'm gonna probably try to sand these after the stain takes here about after about an hour or so, and try to get some of more of that out. But it is good to realize sometimes, all right, maybe it's not my mistake, maybe it's just my tools, and I can learn how to try to adapt with that recognition and not keep blaming it on myself all the time.